Miss,
Good morning.
good morning. I think we are live. As I was saying earlier, if I don't push the live button exactly at 10 a.m. Eastern, we will not go live. I am checking to see now to see if we're actually live. I hate when that happens though. Oh, I actually don't see anything. So, um, it's possible that I did not hook up the RTMP correctly, or it just doesn't work like that anymore, and I can't schedule a live weeks in advance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, that's sad.
What do we want to do?
Well, we should just go on as we were live, because that's what I was supposed to do. I just don't know why the RTMP didn't work. Yep, it still says upcoming notify. Yep, yep, not live. That's so sad. I am sad now.
What happened?
Well, I set the RTMP up about a month ago, and everything is in its place. We are just not live. So this host content of the meeting is being sent to custom live streaming service, but it is not working. Let me see if I can go to OneStream and see if I can do anything over there. I hate that I can't do anything beforehand. Like, it won't raise his hand and say, hey, I am not working right now, so we can fix it beforehand.
Gee.
That would be really convenient. It worked really well when we were in the studio.
Yeah, then they change things and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I asked them about it before. How come I'm not going live when it says I'm live? And they said I had to be live at that time on that time. So I've been doing that, and it has not been working. So no incoming stream detected from third-party RTMP coder. Event will automatically close if no stream is detected within 15 minutes. So I have
It gives you a window, so you should be okay.
I can get back into Zoom and change the settings. Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna edit it. Okay, that came up. Okay, let's see. I don't see the live stream settings. So I'm in the meeting.
Stuff gets too
I see
complicated
WAN
sometimes.
duration. Huh?
Stuff gets too complicated sometimes.
Yes. I would probably have to make a new schedule, because I do not see the live stream. Right, back to meeting. It says I'm live, maybe because I'm already live in Zoom. It's not going to let me edit it. Let's see, upcoming, previous, personal, templates, polls, quizzes. Yeah, so let's just pretend like we're live. And I we'll set it up to go out later.
Okay.
Okay, well, I am ready whenever you are. Let me
All
push the
right.
record button though.
Let me hold on a minute. I always have to make that little. All right. Welcome to Innovators Insight Session Master Class. And the talk title today is Building Your Event Launch Blueprint. So, our normal host here, Erica, is presenting to us today. So, in this session, we're diving deep into the exact blueprint for planning and setting up a successful virtual event. You'll get expert insights on the practical aspects of event execution, from choosing the right platform to creating a seamless experience for your attendees. So what we'll cover today is a step-by-step guide to planning a virtual event, choosing the right platform and tech tools, crafting an engaging event agenda, speaker management and audience interaction strategies, and how to create a seamless registration and onboarding experience. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear, actionable blueprint for setting up your event with confidence and precision. So take it away, Erica, and give us your insights and practical knowledge for doing our events, setting up our events.
Right. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that introduction. Thank you all for being here. I'm Erica Bates. This is the Virtual Summiteers Peer Group, and I am going to share my screen and talk through how I host events. And let me bring that up because it is not on here right now. I hate when that happens. So I have slides. I have a presentation to share that I am going to talk over to show how I host events. And the first thing I like to tell people is that it starts with you. A lot of people say that's controversial because it actually starts with your audience, but I say no, it doesn't, because if you don't feel like it, it most likely will not get done. So I myself, I had what was it called? Be Black Friday ready in 90 days or less. I've had this event set up for over 2 years. I just hadn't felt like doing it. So it didn't matter what audience I had. It didn't matter what sponsors I could have had because I didn't put it out. So it all starts with you and how you feel. Are you going to be able to move forward with the idea that you have? So it starts with you. I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, so step one in defining your purpose, I want to ask you, have you ever attended a virtual event where you just absolutely enjoyed yourself? You had a great time. And I want to know, what was it about that event that made you enjoy it? Thomas, would you answer that question for me, please? Have you attended a
Okay.
virtual event that you loved?
Yeah, one that gives me lots of information without lots of fluff. So actionable information. And I hate attending virtual events where they go on and on and on and on. And the last, 1 minute of the webinar or the presentation is useful information. The rest is fluff stuff. And some of these people carry on for 90 minutes when we get to anything actionable. And I think people are onto that and don't like that. So give useful information throughout.
Yes, I can attest to that. I attended a webinar 2 hours and the guy said nothing. And I was so angry about that I wasted 2 hours with this guy, whom I love his YouTube channel, but he said nothing on this webinar.
Yeah.
So when I
Conventional
attended,
wisdom is that you build them up and build them up and then sell them at the last. But I don't think that plays anymore. So we got to adapt our event strategy around that is people don't have 2 hours of time to waste anymore, it seems like. So yeah, I get it.
I mean, I knew up front that this was going to be an event where he wanted to get people into his challenge. I accepted that. It was his list of questions that he said he was going to answer, and I had an idea of what it was, and it was exactly what I thought it was. I didn't actually need to attend, but I wanted to hear his opinion, but it was exactly my thoughts. And I was like, dang, he didn't say nothing. But when I got to collaborate with you, Thomas, you told me stuff I didn't know. And I've been hanging out with you for about 5, 6 years now, and you told me stuff I didn't know when you did your 4-part series. And I love that. Um, Also, when I attended El Kersey's event, she told me stuff I didn't know. I love events where I find out things I didn't know. I'm thinking that's the whole point of events. Also, I get to participate. If you ask me questions, if I get to put something in the chat, I love that. Okay, so define your event's purpose. What do you want to get out of having an event? Do you want to build your email list? Do you want to build warm leads? Do you want to sell them into your community next? Do you want to be known as an expert in your field? Stuff like that. That's the purpose of an event. Whoop, pressing buttons. Okay, so step 2, research and validate with AI and polls. So my target audience, at least this is what I feel like my target audience is SaaS founders in a Series B funding round. So you can ask chat. I like to ask chat. Chat, if you know my target audience, what is a gap in that market that I can fill for them with a virtual event? Me and chat will have this conversation. Um, I'll also ask chat, who is the target audience for my target audience? Who are the target audience for SaaS founders for me? Chat will tell me this information. I'm going to write this down. But later, I'm also going to ask chat for a poll. And I'm going to ask chat, could he help me with a DM? Because I'm not just going to take chat for his word. I'm going to go to LinkedIn because chat has told me that my target audience is also on LinkedIn. He's told me that my target audience is on Twitter and my target audience is on Facebook. So I'm going to go to these places and I'm going to reach out to them by going to the search bar and typing in SaaS founders or just founders. And I'm going to reach out to them via DM. And I'm like, hey, I just did some research and I want to hear from actual people who have this job title. Is this accurate information? So if they said yes, I'm going to ask them if they would like to join an event like this. And if yes, would you join this wait list? And I'm also going to ask them, how much would you pay to attend an event like this? Like, what would be the price that's too cheap that you don't think you would get value? What's the price that would be too much that you don't think that is worth it, or you can't afford it, or that you would be opted out of it? And what's the price that's just right? You know, the whole Goldilocks rule. So you can reach out to all your first connections in LinkedIn. You just go to the search bar, put in that title, founders, get your list of first connections, and then reach out to all of them. I've done this before and I got like 700 people. But you can also create a poll, and you can on LinkedIn, you can create a poll anywhere, but I like LinkedIn. So your options are 3 days or a week. I like a week. And you can put out on this poll the questions that you got from chat to see if it's true, to see if your actual target audience agrees with what chat told you. And if they're interested, everyone who applies, ask them, would they like to join the waiting list for your event? So if they say yes, great, put them in a waiting list, give them content on the value they said they wanted. Ask them about who would be a good speaker for this event. Ask them who would you would like to see as a sponsor for this event. Let them help you build the event that they want to attend because they've already told you they're willing to pay for it. Okay, so you're going to design your event experience. So you're either going to have panel discussions with diverse experts sharing insights. I like 2 or more people. That panel could lead to a challenge. The challenge is engaging competitions to test skills. What can you build off of from this event? What are they going to gain from this event? So they already told you what they wanted. So either that event's going to be a panel, a challenge, or it can all be in the same event and it's going to work their way up. Workshops and I can't say it, interactive sessions for hands-on learning. Again, what they want, how are you going to show them how to get it? And these are the forms. Masterclass, in-depth learning from top professionals. So that masterclass could also be with a panel. It can also be broken up into like a week discussion if you wanted to. And you can meet like once a month if you have a masterclass, like we're doing right now. So it all depends on how do you want that experience. So again, remember, what was the best virtual event you have attended and what did you get out of it? So if you're going to have that, if you want your attendees to have that same experience, try to incorporate it into your own. Okay, step 4, assemble your team and tools. You're going to need people to help you with this virtual event. And I recommend having at least 4 people. So besides yourself. So you're going to need somebody to watch the chat. You're going to need somebody to help speakers find their place and remind them of the time they're supposed to be on stage. You're going to want somebody who can drop hashtags and socials, take notes on the events, and keep dropping them throughout the event on their social platforms that your target audience hangs out, to let them know it's not too late for them to join the event. And you can have one other person to be a floater to help out other people when needed, because you never know, something might happen. Someone's internet might go out. A hurricane, tornado might come and take out the internet of somebody you're working with, and you're going to need that extra person to pick up that slack. So you can also have hosts, speakers, moderators, tech support, a marketing lead. I think I have host here twice, host and event host and live streaming. Your tech person should be able to take care of that, and communications. So, like, where are you going to have your back-end communication? Are you going to have that on the same platform? Do you mind having a tech stack? Um, Here's a tip that a lot of people don't care to opt in to the same event twice. So if you can possibly use an API link, if you could use a Zapier connection, I'm sorry, a Zapier connection, do that and have that hook up to whatever your CRM is. For example, let's say you have an event and the only thing it does is send email reminders, but you think it may be a good idea to also have text reminders, but the platform you're using doesn't send SMS text. So your options are have people sign up for the same event twice, and I've already said people don't care for that. Your next option is to use that API link or a Zapier connection and hook it up to your SMS service. That way your attendees only have to sign up for your event once. So a little automation can go a long way. And I dare say I will not use a virtual event platform if it's not going to send out emails automatically for me that I've already set up ahead of time, because I'm I'm just not going to send out email messages 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before, reminding people. It's best for me, my energy, my mindset, to go ahead and have that stuff already set up and scheduled to go out on its own. I tell you, yay for automation. I am a big fan. Okay, so step 5, your monetization strategy, your revenue options. Where are you going to get your money from? Is this going to be a free event? Are you going to upsell later? Let's say you start off with a webinar, it's free. Are you going to sell them into your challenge or sell them into a community? You should know these things up front. And if you're going to have ticket sales, are you going to offer your speakers an affiliate percentage? And if so, what's that percentage going to be? A lot of speakers don't really care for promoting the event, even though they're going to be speaking on it, even though it's technically promoting themselves. A lot of speakers don't care for that. So what you can do is when you offer the affiliate commission, I would say 50% or above, especially if you know you're going to have an upsell later. You can also offer a leaderboard. Whoever sells the most affiliates, or sorry, whoever sells the most tickets and gets the most affiliates commission also wins a prize. And it's got to be something they want. It's got to be something that they're interested in. Again, you can ask them or ask chat and then ask your speakers if that's what they actually want. So, what are you going to do after the event? Will there be an upsell? Will there be a course or membership or some kind of service that you could offer? Your event could be, this is how to do repurposing for an event. That could be a service. Or join the Virtual Summer Tiers peer group, and that's the membership. Courses. You can take this you can take this event and then repurpose it into a course. And you can do that easily with a Google, I can't say it now, Notebook LM, and it uses Gemini. Okay. So, step 6, marketing and promotion, pre-event, building anticipation. So, have you ever seen those countdown posts? You can set those up in advance. And what you want to do at a minimum is 7 days before. Some people have done 2 weeks before because a lot of people don't sign up for events until it's like maybe 2 weeks before. So you can have a countdown post. Find out, again, ask chat, then ask the people that you are is your target audience. How do they prefer their content? Do they prefer text posts? Do they prefer video? Do they prefer audio? Do they prefer direct messages? Again, find a way to get the answers and then automate the service that they want.
Hey,
Okay.
Erica, just real
Yes.
quick, can you define what a countdown post is for people that may not know what that is?
Okay, so let's say you're starting from 2 weeks out. You're going to start with day 14, and you're going to say it's 14 days to this event. This is what you're going to get from this event. Each day, give value about what's going to happen at the event. Let it be something that they want to have. Let's say we're hosting an event for SaaS founders. The subject is marketing. We're going to define at least 5 different types of marketing for that event. And we're going to start off with demos. So we're going to explain in 14 days, we're going to have a demo of this product, and we're going to share with you how this information can help your SaaS product, how this demo can help you produce warm leads. So from day 14 to day 13 to day 12, 11, 10, 9, we're counting down to the day of the event, each day giving a tip or some kind of value for that event to get people hyped and to let them know that is time is still available for you to sign up.
So basically, you're building anticipation while also reminding the people and giving them a little nugget of information. So that helps build the anticipation for the actual event. So great. All right.
Yes. So you can also do this if you decide to have early bird tickets. You can let them know that the early bird tickets will only be on sale for 2 weeks. So today is April 4th. From April 4th to April 11th, tickets will go on sale. and you can have a countdown timer for that also. That I just realized that was not 14 days. From the 4th to the 18th would be 14 days. Okay, so collaborate with your speakers and sponsors. Um, do a pre-interview. Ask them for tips. Ask them to share what their talk is going to be about. Why should people attend their talk? Make that a video clip. Make that a reel. Put that out on social and let people know that the speaker's going to be here at this day and time and going to share this value with you. So let it be like let's see, I like Netflix, but I don't like to just click on a show and watch it. I like I like the thumbnail. I like the preview video. I want that from my speakers. And a good way to do that is to ask them, why should people attend this talk? And if you're using Hey Summit, you can definitely add that pre-video to their talk. Let people get to know the speakers beforehand. So if they get to know the speakers, they get to be a little bit invested and they're more likely to join. Okay. So I've already talked about the early bird signups, but if you wanted to add a little more incentive, you could also do something like a viral loops giveaway or King Sumo giveaway. And the first 100 people who sign up, they get the recordings for free. They get the transcripts for free. They get 50% off their tickets. Something simple, or you could give physical prizes, but it's got to be something that they want. Like my target audience, SaaS founders in a Series B funding round. What would they want? Would they want to meet more venture capitalists? Would they want to meet ad professionals? Someone who knows how to run Facebook ads? But it's got to be something they want. And a good way to find out, I usually start with chat, but you can always go directly to the source. It's like, what would you want? Okay, so during the event, uh, have a hashtag for your event. Let people know what the hashtag is up front. This is all going down in your pre-event. Have your hashtag ready. And when you tweet it out, let people encourage them to tweet that they are in this event right now live using whatever hashtag you can. Hashtag virtual summiteers. We're live right now. Let them know. Screenshots when they post. Again, have that hashtag. Virtual Summiteers peer group live right now. Using a branded hashtag. I've already said Virtual Summiteers peer group, and we're live right now. Okay, so capture social proof for reuse. So when you see that people have used the hashtag Virtual Summiteers, you can go back and screenshot on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever your target audience is. You can go back and screenshot those to use as posts later to show off that people had a conversation, were excited and ready to participate, or active in participating in your event. And this also looks good for sponsors because this could be an activation event. So your contest is to say, hey, screenshot what we're doing right now, use the hashtag Virtual Summiteers Peer Group, and post it on your social. So, and the prizes you get, again, you can have prizes for this. Let your sponsor know, like let's say our sponsor is Hey Summit. So the most hashtags that we find out there, Hey Summit will give a prize for whatever. Post event, encourage your attendees to share their takeaways, give testimonials, and have a call to action for your next event. So don't end your event like right away. Don't just hit that X button and leave. Do it right there and then. Do a deep dive right there and then. What were your takeaways? Do you have a testimonial for why'd you show up? Did you get what you wanted from this event? And then have that call to action. It's like, what's coming up next? Right after we leave here, what's next? Join a Virtual Summiters peer group. Testimonials. I didn't know that I could use API keys or Zapier to connect my event information. And yeah, use that to promote your next thing. Okay, post-event communications. Thank you emails. Have these set up beforehand. You know you're having an event. You know what your event topic is. You know who your speakers were. Send a thank you for your speakers. Send a thank you email for your sponsors. Send a thank you to your attendees. Replays. Were you giving away your replays for free, or were your replays like a VIP access? So, VIP or not, if you're selling it, send a link to your replays, but have it so it cuts off. Like, this is a reminder of what happened. Like send a snippet of that content, your best content, of course. Send a replay clip of like, hey, the replays are available. There's still time for you to access, let's say, for a year or 6 months. You can also put times on it if you're using Hey Summit. Feedback collection. You can also send a Google form. Again, if you're using Hey Summit, the feedback collection is already there. I think you can have it also with Zoom and AirMeet. So survey your attendees just in case somebody doesn't want to raise their hand and say while you're live what they got from the event. Next steps and engagement. Offer next steps to join a community, to book a call, to enroll in your program. So do you have something right after this event? Or is it just that part of information and you're upselling an affiliate link? But have something after. Even if you are upselling an affiliate, have something just a little bit after that they can get more, because people are going to want to hang out with you more. People are going to want to network with you more, and people are going to want to know the people who you know because you've hosted an event. Okay, content repurposing. I love this because just because somebody likes to read doesn't mean I don't like to listen. So have it so where, what's it called? The 7 to 11 touch points of marketing. You've already asked chat, how do your audience like to consume their content? But there may be somebody else out there who likes the video, who likes audio, who likes what are they called? Infographics. So you never know. You might reach a new person because you used your content in a different way. So key takeaways: plan with a purpose. Plan with a purpose. Promote with strategy. Profit with engagement and smart follow-ups. Virtual events build trust and authority when done right, and it is okay to ask for help. I had a hard time with this, but it is very much okay to ask and receive help when you're doing a virtual event. So if you want the full event planning checklist worksheet templates, you can download it for free, and I will drop that in the chat right now. And that is the end. So I am done now, Thomas.
Okay, so we now move to the Q&A portion. And so I'm sure based on all that, there's a lot of questions out there. So let's pepper Erica with questions. We got some time, and I think the live feed cuts off, and we go Q&A for the members of the virtual community or virtual community. Excuse me, I'm having some challenges too. And so if you want to get the rest of it, you need to join the Talk Virtual community, and Erica can explain how you do that. And then let's go to Q&A.
Yes, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. My name is Erica Bates. Just let me know that you're interested in joining the Virtual Summiteers live or on demand, and I will get you that link for an application or a direct link to the on-demand membership. Thank you, Thomas.
Questions for Erica? I got a few too. So it's the leading up to things and the marketing. What one of the biggest challenges is breaking through the clutter out there and getting word out on your event. And so I know you talked a little bit about what the best places are and a little bit on your target audience and things, but how do maybe you can expound on that a little bit, how you reach out to people and get people to sign up for the events, because it's we all know that you get one email, or see something one time, and that usually doesn't do it. It takes multiple reminders, even things you're interested in. Say, well, I'll sign up for that, and then you forget about it, and so the reminders really are important. So that countdown reminder, that's why I wanted to expand on that a little bit, is it's important because I mean, even me, I see something I'm really interested in, and I just put it off, and then I get around to signing up for it about the third or fourth reminder. So that's important. But how do you get that initial, look see out there? Do paid ads work? I mean, I'm on YouTube a lot, and I see all these, goofy make $60,000 a day or whatever ads that are just totally bogus. So I'm not sure that YouTube ads are worth the money, but
I've heard they
how do
are.
you reach?
So this is what I've heard. I have not ran any paid ads, but this is what I've heard. Paid ads are worth it because organic reach is down to the single digits, like in the low single digits, because they want your money. So we all know we're running a business, and it takes money to keep that business running, and you can have a lot more of it if you stop giving out things for free. So what you can do, tell why people should attend that event. What I like to do is break up an interview, have an interview, break that interview up, and then post pieces of that interview to let you know, like in the comments below, I'll say there's going to be another event. And those posts go out at least 5 times a day. But on LinkedIn, I've recently learned that you should only post 1 time a day, because that content will cannibalize the others and you'll be left with less. So I like the countdown timers also because it lets you know that you got something coming up. I also really love SMS text messages, and not just saying that, hey, this is a reminder of the event, but something with a little message, with just a little nugget of value, that why you signed up for this event in the first place. And again, to have that waiting list of people who already said, hey, I want to attend this event. So you've already asked them questions, you've already had a conversation with you, they've already got to know, and if they're having a conversation with you, they like you. And if they join your waiting list, it's a good bit they trust you. So when they're on that waiting list, keep giving them value. Let them know what's coming up. Ask them for input on the event. Who do you want to see as a speaker on this event? Because that'll keep you motivated too. Because like I said before, I had that Be Black Friday ready in 90 days or less for 2 years now, and I've done nothing with it. So this also helps keeps you motivated. Did I answer the question, Thomas?
I think so. That's good to know.
Hooray.
If you can just my opinion on the whole advertising. I haven't done advertising in several years, but when the challenges were super popular, I did advertising, and I did it twice, and like 2 campaigns, and the first one went really well with super low, basically cost, but then it's kind of like, I think it only makes really sense once you have figured out how to convert the event itself very well. So my first event, basically, it cost me a lot of money. And the second one, I was at least able to balance this out. But yeah, it's kind of think you really need to look at how you convert it before you put advertising money behind it.
Yeah. Definitely find out what works first. Like I said, have a conversation with chat, have a conversation with your actual target audience. Don't just take chat's word for it, but have a starting point. That's why I like to start with chat. Have you guys ever asked your favorite AI have you asked your favorite AI who is your target audience? Like, hey chat, based on what you know about me, who would you say is my target audience? Who would you say is their target audience? What platform can I find them? Have you guys asked your favorite AI those questions?
About my
AEs?
audience, yes, but not my audience's audience.
Yeah. Because if they're doing an event with you, they're most likely going to want to reach their audience. So if you can help them reach their audience, that's just icing.
Well, yeah, yes,
And
kind of like
if
as a
they want.
partner, as a partner for the event, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
When you're planning it out, what is the typical, if you're doing, say, an event, how do you schedule the speakers? Do you do live? Uh, uh, do you do recorded speakers? Do you do a mix? How do you distinguish between that? And what is the best format? Are people going to come on at the appointed event time and watch recorded speakers or live? And then how much, and then a follow-on question would be, if you have live speakers, how much time do you allot for questions and answers as opposed to the main presentation? If you got a live event where you have 10 speakers in a day, you obviously need to limit that. So kind of what's the strategy there?
I like live. I love live. If you tell me that there's going to be a pre-recorded, I'm most likely not going to watch it right there and then at the time you told me to. I'm going to watch it at my convenience. Um, I like to give my speakers at least 45 minutes to speak and 15 minutes for question and answers. And if the audience love that speaker so much so, they can go to another room and keep that conversation going. But to keep the event going, we're going to move on to another speaker. I like having small events, maybe like 5 speakers, and then we'll end with like a panel discussion. I find that to be really nice because if you have anything longer, let's say you have like a 3-day event with 50 speakers, I'm going to have to choose. I don't want to choose. I want it all. But a good way many people have done that is that they sell the replays. They say, hey, buy a VIP ticket. You can't have it all right now, but you can have it all later. So that is a good way to upsell the recordings. But I want a focused event. I want it concise. I just want the information. I don't need anybody's story. I don't need anybody's fluff. Like I said, we've had that one topic of marketing for SaaS companies, and we're going to start off with, let's say, demos. We're going to do hackathons. We're going to do 3 other things, and it's all going to be event marketing for SaaS companies with those 5 subtopics. And then we're going to have like a panel discussion afterwards. Those are the kinds I like. I want to have actionable information right there and then that I can go apply.
Love the idea of hackathons. Really great idea. The other thing, kind of actually a question from that came up when you were presenting. So what I see a lot, I guess, especially on LinkedIn, is that because there I see the numbers, is that only between something like 5 to 10% of people who signed up actually show up. That's super low, and it seems to be getting lower and lower. So how to improve that? I mean, you obviously gave some ideas, but yeah, anything else?
I'm going to say, build a good relationship with the people that you're on LinkedIn with. I was on an event not too long ago where the guy was saying that he was sad that not too many people had showed up in the first 8 minutes. But I got a message from him, a direct DM, saying, come join the show. So I did. And when I got there, Zakia was there. I love seeing Zakia on talks. Another time, I see Zakia on YouTube. I get a message saying that she has a new video. I'm going to watch it just because it's her.
I saw Zakia on Go Brunch.
Yeah. So when you know people, sometimes you get excited. I'm like, hey, Joe has a new LinkedIn newsletter. I'm going to read it because I know Joe. So if you build that relationship with people, I think they're excited to see your content sometimes. Like when I see you, Enos, you're out and about. I'm like, hey, she's out and about again. She feels better and she's taking me on field trips again. So, yeah.
Actually, kind of like also kind of, I don't know if you have tried that, but I'm curious if how well that might work. Like when you say at the beginning of an event, hey, you know, especially on LinkedIn or so, hey, send your buddies an invite as well. They can still join us also. Have you tried that, or how? And if so, how well does it work?
Well, it works on me just about every time when I see it. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried putting it out myself. You know, LinkedIn will let you put out at least 1,000 invites a day if you put up a LinkedIn event.
That's quite a lot. Okay, more than I thought. Okay.
It's just that, do you want to sit there and push that button, invite, 1,000 times?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, because like to invite people to the page, I think it's 250 per month or so. It was. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, I just saw something that said it still is. But hey, Erica, with that 1,000 invites for the event, can you use something like Duck Soup, or can you use like a LinkedIn Sales Navigator or something to invite that 1,000 people with software?
I am not sure. I'm scared to use software with LinkedIn because I've seen people just go away.
I've heard too many horror stories with it too. I used Duck Soup in the past, but I haven't gotten back to it in 4 years, so I'm kind of nervous about getting back to it again.
Still using Galaxy occasionally, but so far no problems. But I also only use it to invite people. So
Which one is that?
The kind of the other question on LinkedIn, is it correct that like once people have signed up, you can get their email addresses? So basically, you add up your list.
Yeah. So you can either put in your own landing page opt-in, or you can use LinkedIn's.
Okay. But you can get the like, because obviously you want to have them on your own list. So if people signed up, you can pull them into your list.
Yeah, that's right. So let's say you have a LinkedIn company page. That's the one you're going to want to use, not your personal page. Okay. And you're going to say use LinkedIn opt-in, or you're going to use your own.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have as many. I have a lot more people following me than my page. So, but you say the pages is better.
Yeah. So LinkedIn won't let you do that on your personal page.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the other perspective, as a speaker, because like at the moment I'm doing more speaking than actually organizing and hosting events. what can I, as a speaker, when obviously that's not something that I can do, but you said earlier on, which something I didn't know, that you can have like pre-talk trailers for speakers on Hey Summit. That's super cool. I've never seen that anywhere. But apart from that, as a speaker, because like I can't make them do that, I mean, I could post it
Doesn't
on
hurt
my
to
own,
ask.
but
Worst thing that can happen, they say yes and expect you to show up at the date and time that you said you were going to do that pre-interview to ask that one question. Or you can ask via email and say, would you make a video saying why would someone attend this talk on this topic?
because it's something as like again from another perspective as a media company where I'm kind of partnering with events where kind of I want them to do that like the hosts, but they tend to be quite resistant because it's more work for them. So
Do it live with them. Tell them, like sometimes I have a really hard time getting people to show up for 10 minutes beforehand so we can check their microphone and video. But I don't tell them we're doing a tech check anymore. I just say, I need you here at this time. And then I'm just talking to them. And then I'll say something like, could you raise your camera just a little bit? Do you have any books or boxes that you can put your camera up on? I don't tell them what I'm doing. Just do it, because if I say, hey, I need you to show up 2 minutes early for a tech check, they don't show up at all.
interesting.
And I hate when they fumble through fixing things, and I don't want to say, hey, raise your camera, or I can't hear you later while we're live. So, just 10 minutes.
Erica, I missed the whole presentation. As soon as I joined, I got a call. So I've been on hold the whole time. So this is a replay I'm going to come back and look at. I am so sorry. Good
No
morning,
worries.
everybody.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're just glad you're here. It's so nice to see Enos and Joe also. Well, what you missed was Thomas introduced me. He introduced the virtual summiters, and he's really good at it. I'm still struggling with saying and ah, but Thomas has this flow about it. So appreciate that, Thomas.
I do some hosting too. So all good, all good. It's fun. So can you, you've talked a little bit about Hey Summit and stuff, and I know the folks here know, but the people that may be watching the recording may not know about Hey Summit and some of the tech stack you use. So if you could just kind of elaborate on that real quick. I mean, we sometimes fall into the trap of, everybody here knows exactly what you're talking about, but if somebody else is watching this, they may not know. And so if you can just briefly discuss some of the tech stack, starting with Hey Summit and how you use it.
Okay. I love Hey Summit, but I'm not going to start with Hey Summit. I'm going to start with chat because, me and chat are best friends. So, hey, chat, my target audience. What would be a good event for this target audience? Could you give me an event title for this target audience on this event? 7 words or less, because that's going to be on my Hey Summit banner. My banner is my billboard. 7 words or less. You're going to have a tagline. It's going to relate, and it's going to be SEO rich, because Hey Summit does do that whole SEO thing. One sentence, one line sentence is your tagline. That's SEO rich, has something to do with your event. Maybe even have the hashtag, a word in there that you can use as a hashtag. Again, hey chat, what would be a good word or words, no more than 2, that I could use for a button that I could have above the scroll on my Hey Summit landing page? Chat's going to give me that. I like to have the interviews with the speakers to say, why should you attend this event? And that's going to go on the speakers page. So I like to set up the speakers page for them, because if I give them some time, some people like to lollygag. And I want stuff done like right there and then. So I do it for them, but I do give them the option to change their information if they want to. So I set it up for them. So whatever on your LinkedIn page, that's what I'm going to grab. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to go ahead and put in all your social media channels, because I think it's good that people get to know you. I think it's good to see that people that you wanted to work with me and I get to work with you. So the more I think that people can get to know that speaker, the more they might show up for that speaker. And in Hey Summit, you get the option of picking your speakers if you want to. If me as the organizer set that up to allow you to press a button that I want to pick Enos, I want to hear from Enos, and I get to choose her because I liked her preview. So I really like those Netflix previews. Yes, it's nice to have the thumbnail. Yes, it's nice to have that text summary, but I also want to see that preview. So Hey Summit will let me do that. So I can get what is it? An introduction from chat. I can take your LinkedIn about section. It's like, hey chat, would you give me an introduction of Joe for his speaker talk on this? And try to do that. I can use that. And again, if I have Joe in there, I'm like, hey Joe, I set up your speaker dashboard. Feel free to change it if you want to. I can give affiliate links to my speakers. I can set up a leaderboard for those speakers. I think Hey Summit will start you off at 30%, but if you got something to sell for like later, go ahead and give that speaker 50% or more, because you're going to make your money not from the tickets, but from your upsell later, because you pick good speakers that people want to hear from, and they know that you're going to have more good stuff to come later. Let's see. Oh, a new thing with Hey Summit is that they have this thing called stages. So think of a YouTube playlist and then call it stages, because that's what that is. It's like putting talks together in folders, but it's called stages, and it's really nice. So again, you can get your speakers to have resources or downloadables. Your speakers can have their own opt-ins if they wanted to, and you can put that in the resources, and you can say who can have those resources or not as the organizer.
So you can, with Hey Summit, that you can actually set up where you can do your event. And I mean, there's a number of different models on the event, free plus paid and all that stuff for the recordings. But you can actually have the recordings there in Hey Summit and then charge for access for those for your events. If you have a multi-speaker event, you can, or a series, then you can charge for access, and that will manage your playlist for you and take your money and pay you out and all that type of stuff in Hey Summit as well, right?
Kinda. So Hey Summit doesn't do video, so you got to choose where you're hosting your videos. I like YouTube unlisted, but some people like Loom, or what's the one that starts with the V? I can't remember. But
Vimeo.
huh?
Vimeo.
Yeah, Vimeo. So you can do that, but you can put a time limit on how long people can watch videos. So right now, when someone signs up for the Virtual Summiteers to watch an event, I give them, I think it's either 24 or 48 hours access for free. Then it asks them to join the Virtual Summiteers on demand.
Okay. So the videos, Hey Summit doesn't host the video, but if you got video hosting somewhere else, then Hey Summit will manage your playlist and take the payments and that type of thing, depending on the parameters you set up. So you could do a virtual event and basically use Hey Summit as the gateway to access the recordings of that event, and it would take your payments for you, correct?
Right. So there's PayPal, there's Stripe, and there's something else I can't remember. But it's a good idea to call and it's like, hey, I'm hosting an event. The tickets are this much. I'm expecting this many people, so maybe this many sales, just to give you a heads up. So that way it's like, why do you have this much money all of a sudden? And hold it. It's like, we got to verify why you have this much money all of a sudden. So it's good to reach out to them, like let them know ahead of time. Do you guys have any other questions?
Okay, yeah, like what other tools or basically platforms would you recommend? Obviously, kind of. So I'm really quite curious about if there's any point, for instance, in running events in like Go Brunch, for instance, because the experience is quite different. And then there are other tools where kind of, you know, like you basically see the heads of actual people, etc. So there's a bit of a, some of it is gamified, but it's like, you know, how do you get the experience? What's the best experience for people at the moment? What is the best platform? You know, if you want to create some more engagement and community feeling.
So I've been on Go Brunch, but I haven't used it for myself. I do like it, and I think it all depends on the host. So one of my favorite online events, Zakia was talking about MVP. She played a game with us. So not only did I get to have a competition with fellow attendees, I got to be heard and seen by not only Zakia the host, but my fellow attendees. I got to laugh and speak with fellow attendees through this game she was playing while teaching us. I haven't tried it because I don't think I have that patience. I was scared today. I'm all over the place. But she had patience and focus to pull off a game while teaching. I'm not there yet.
And that was on Go Brunch or
She did that on Zoom. She did another event on Go Brunch. She was live on LinkedIn and on Go Brunch at the same time, but she still had that great energy. Like, I think I started watching her because I really liked her energy. Oh. So again, when I see you on LinkedIn, I'm going to watch what you're doing because I like your energy, and you take me on field trips. So yeah, it's all about the host. You're welcome, Zakia. Anything else? Or did I answer your question, Enos? Or did I fully answer your question?
If you have any other experiences with other platforms or so where I would say, yeah, that's good for this one. I wouldn't do this because or so, then go ahead.
Okay. So I think I said it in the presentation that attendees don't like to sign up for events twice. And I think the example I used was having Hey Summit for the event landing page and emails. So with Hey Summit, it has a list of emails it will send out for you automatically. You can change and adjust them. That's great. But I also think that it would be nice to get text reminders. Hey Summit doesn't do SMS, but Book Like a Boss does. So I asked people to sign up twice, and they ain't care for that. So now there's API keys. You can get an API link or Zapier, and you can put that in the CRM to put into something like Book Like a Boss to do the SMS automation. But so you won't have to ask them to do it twice because people really don't like that. Like, I've already signed up for this event. Are you saying that I'm not signed up for this event? I'm pretty sure I've signed up already. So it doesn't have to be a big hassle. Let's see. I like AirMeet. Uh, I was sad that some people said they didn't care for it. It doesn't work well on the phone sometimes, but I haven't used it in about a year, so maybe things have changed. People got lost there a lot. Uh, Even though there's a schedule, you can tell them what the schedule is. They don't know what to do next. Speakers have gotten lost in the backstage area, so it's good to have someone there with them. I did have an event where the landing page was on Hey Summit, and I didn't ask them to sign up twice. I got them to go in without, they signed up on Hey Summit, and that was it. But when they went over to Air Meet, and the first thing they see is like the schedule, they didn't know where to go. I'm like, go to the schedule. And they're like, where? I'm like, to your talk. Your talk title is this. It's on schedule. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know where to go. And I had no idea how to explain to them. And I'm trying to help them get to the backstage area by clicking on the schedule of their event so I can meet them there. This was an older lady, but I assumed that she was tech savvy because she had a YouTube channel, but she told me that she didn't set that up herself. She also has a website that she didn't set up herself. Somebody was helping her, and it was up to me because she was going to speak very soon, and I had to get her backstage. It finally happened. She did miss her time, but she made it backstage, and then she finally made it to the main stage. So that was terrible, but hopefully I've gotten better at explaining. I did an event on Facebook, and I was trying to get them to come to Zoom, and I was like, the link is below. It's blue. It says Zoom. I don't see the link. I was like, okay, I'll put it in again. Okay, it says Zoom and it's blue. I don't see the link. Like, how are you on Facebook? How are you on the internet? This was my family, so I could say stuff like that. But still, I finally got them to refresh their screen, come back to the event, and then they saw all my Zoom links. And I was like, whew. But it took a minute. And I still wonder if my English is terrible or if I'm just bad at giving directions. But I figure if I keep doing it, maybe I'll get better at explaining, hopefully.
Hey, some technology loves you and some technology hates you. That's my experience. So it's not you, it's the technology.
Yep. I did have an event where a lady had a laptop. She was in a airport, and her camera wouldn't come on, and she said, "I don't want to be seen like this." I'm like, "Okay, no worries, I got you." I found a talk where she did with me a while ago, and I put that up as a recording. And I told people, "Hey, she can't make it with us today, but she does have this message for us." And she got a lot of LinkedIn outreach, a lot of Facebook outreach, and she told me that she was very happy with that she got to do an event and actually not do an event at the same time. So that worked out. Joe or Zakia, you guys got anything? Okay.
I
Great
would add
job,
about
Tiffany.
the air meet side of things. I loved the platform. I still do. But it is a little bit tricky. So being aware of your audience demographics is so important when you're choosing those platforms. Some things that come natively to us are a little more challenging. And especially at the beginning of the pandemic or midway through, so many people had gotten comfortable with just clicking and being in the space because of Zoom. Whereas the more elaborate your events get, like we might like it for the bells and the whistles and the leaderboard and all those things, sometimes that causes friction for the end user. And if they don't have that great experience, so it was a hard lesson learned, but one worth it, where I always ask people who is in the audience because that does help me to choose which platform would be best.
You know what's funny about that? This is how I learned not to tell people I'm doing tech checks. I was hosting that event or helping out with that event for people. I forgot the name of it. It was Belonging. That was the name of the event. And I did a week-long walkthrough of Summit and AirMeet. And the lady that got lost and couldn't find the schedule, she didn't show up to any of them. So now, like everybody didn't show up, but we hosted it for a week, just a walkthrough of this is your speaker dashboard. It's already set up for you. Feel free to make changes if you like. This is AirMeet. You're going to go to the schedule. You're going to click on your talk. You're going to go backstage. There's this orange, yellow button, whatever, and you're going to, this is how you can put up a background if you want, stuff like that. And when we say it's time, we're going to see a countdown timer and we're going to be on the main stage. But, you know, she didn't show up for any of that. And the reason why she couldn't find the schedule button in AirMeet was because she was still on Hey Summit. But it took a minute. She had to describe her scenery for me to figure it out.
You know, if you don't mind, on that note, one of the things I've noticed with people in all kinds of different technology when they're doing presentations, events, and several things is the difference is in the ones who've made it super simple to get from A to Z and the ones who make it difficult. I'm I'm one of those ones who actually have I don't know if it's because I don't slow down enough to read all material or what it is, but I get lost in things sometimes. If it's super simple, then I'm like, okay, do this, do this, do this. I can see it right there, and then I follow it. But when there's do this, and then you have you know, possibilities, you could do this or that, or it starts. I get lost, and I have somebody in mind who is extremely good at it. If any of you have ever heard of Eric K. Johnson, he's a podcaster. If you ever get his emails are super short. You know, they might be like 8 lines of 8 sentences, you know. Whatever he's telling you is going to be in that. Whatever you know, his call to action is going to be somewhere in that 8 to 10 sentences. And it's like, I always know where to go, what to do, and whatnot. I've always been one who's gotten lost in information. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I daydream. I'm a little bit too fast paced in my head and can't slow down. But I just find that you know, on different events I've seen some where it took me forever to figure it out. I've had other ones where I right away know which button to push and I get right in. So keeping it simple. In my you know, in what I do with marketing, everything's about keeping it simple because it's the same issue there. And I used to be a school teacher for 15 years. I learned that years ago is that, you know, if you can simplify things and make it step by step and easy, then that's always going to help people. And I have the same issue. I need to follow it.
Yeah. Like for me, I was really scared to host an event. I was trying to host events in person, but people were telling me that I couldn't use their space. So my options were to buy land and put like a building on that land so I could host my own events. I still might do that. But I thought an easier option was when I met Ben Dale from Hey Summit saying to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that right now instead of buying land and finding somebody to build a building for me. So I got Hey Summit. I then got an email saying, why aren't you using it? And then, yeah, because he says everybody's bought it from AppSumo, but nobody's using it. I need people to use the platform. So there was this training to tell us how to use it. That's where I met Thomas and Zakia. And I learned how to use it. I was scared. So I did a pre-recorded event. That did okay. But I think even though I'm still kind of scared, uh, I like them live. And I'm scared, but I learned through Ale and Zakia yelling at me that I have help. And having help makes everything so much better, so much easier. So that's why I like to tell people it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to receive help. Yeah.
Oh, good. We can't think of everything ourselves. So, somebody might have a brainstorm of something that's completely obvious that you totally missed. So that's good. And
Yeah.
there is quite a brain trust here that we can draw on. So I will say we have quite a distinguished panel here.
That belonging conference I help with. I had someone come on and help me with the chat. So I needed somebody to watch the chat for me while I brought speakers in and told them where to go. And whoever commented the most in the chat was supposed to win a prize. So I brought in a little cousin to help me, and he said he liked it. I paid him like $100, and I was like, "You want to do this again?" He said yes. So it was time to do this again. He had the same job to read a chat, see who commented the most, win a prize. He says, "I want to go to this parade 30 minutes before the event started. I want to go to this parade." I was like, "But the event's about to start." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to make it." I was like, "But you said you wanted to do this." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be there." I was like, "Oh, okay." So my fault for hiring the wrong person that I thought wanted to keep doing this, because I believed them when they said they wanted to do this. So that made me even more scared. So when I got to work with Zakia and Ale, and they're yelling at me saying that you actually have help, and they actually showed up, and people loved them and their talk and them as hosts, that was amazing. That changed my whole mindset, that I can ask for help, and it's okay to receive help, and people will actually show up for you.
And Erica, I'd just like to add, it wasn't a yell, it was a gentle nudge to say, hey, we're here. So there you go.
I think the actual words were, "Hey, I'm offended. I'm here saying that I'm willing to help. You got to tell me what to do so I can help." So, and it was true. And I'm glad for it. I do it. I still to this day appreciate it. You guys got anything else?
I think it's all good. And I really do appreciate this group for all their helpful comments, because everybody has a little bit different experiences and can provide insights. So you can't be afraid to ask for help, because, you know, sometimes we get into this Superman mentality where you have to do it all yourself, and you feel like you're not the expert you're holding yourself out to be if you got to ask other people for ideas. But that's not it. I really think that we are aggregators of ideas, and we put it together, the information together, in ways that make sense for our audience. And there's a lot of value in that. You can go out and you can learn anything by watching YouTube videos, but who has 200 hours to sit down and learn all this stuff when you can pay somebody, $97 to put it all together for you in a master class. And you've collected all that information, you've filtered it, you've turned it into a useful step-by-step product for people. And yeah, there's going to be the cheapies out there. Oh, I'm not going to pay $97 when I can watch it all on YouTube. It's the value is in putting it together, piecing it together. The information is there. You're putting it together, and that really is your value as an event host. I think is making taking those disparate pieces and putting into something useful for your audience.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we did Thomas's 4-part event series, I put a lot of stuff in Notebook LM. Notebook LM will give you a lot of stuff. Like, one of the things is the frequently asked questions. So we did 4 events. We got 4 lists of frequently asked questions. That's a course in itself, just right there. So not only can you use that as part of the course, but the whole conversation that could lead into that the quiz that it also makes, that whole setup. So if you have like a course platform, everything that Notebook LM gives you, that can all be your after effects for your event. So that whole course thing is just one idea. I'm sure you could do a lot of stuff with that frequently asked questions. The only thing I've thought of besides that is making more posts or more social media, more blogs, more articles from that text. I really like Notebook LM.
It has its uses, that's for sure. I use it for some real specific things, but it for what it and they've enhanced it a lot, so it does have its uses. So I mainly use it for taking specific like books and articles and stuff and condensing it there too, and giving questions and answers on that.
So have you heard of what's it called? Copyright law. Copyright law lasts your lifetime plus 70 years after you pass. But it's something about after that 70 years has passed, you can use that information. I forgot what it's called, but public domain. That's what it's called. So you take the public domain. Let's say you like Napoleon Hill stuff. You get his 1929 stuff after the whole that's happening right now with Napoleon Hill. Yeah, I really like Napoleon Hill. But when you put his stuff, when you get his books, you copy paste that information. Jinx. Get his books. Forgot which one it is. Let's say Think and Grow Rich. I can't remember if Think and Grow Rich was published in 1929 or not. But let's say you take that one, you copy paste each chapter into a Notebook LM source, and you say have this geared towards event producers, have this geared towards lead generation, have this geared towards whatever your topic is or your target audience is, and then that's your course, that's your post, that's your whole social media outlook on it. You can also, of course, make a book, and I think that's so neat. I'm sure Napoleon Hill isn't the only one in the public domain, though. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, he's got to be older than 1929 plus 70 years. I'm guessing. I have no idea. Oh, best friends with chat. I wrote out my whole event process. Like, hey, chat, this is my event process. Let me know if I'm missing anything. Let me know if I need to add anything. Chat says, okay. Gave me a whole list. And then I was like, okay, chat, I need to make this into a presentation now. Chat says, okay, here's your presentation. I read it. Chat said, psych, I ain't doing it. I was like, dagnammit. So I was like, okay, chat, take what I wrote, make it a blog post. Chat says, okay, here you go. Chat gave what I asked for. I'm like, thank you, chat. So I go to Gemini, not Gemini. I go to Gamma. I was like, hey, Gamma, chat just gave me this as a presentation. I need you to make it pretty for me. Gamma says, okay, psych, I don't feel like doing that. Here you go. So I did this 3 times with Gamma. Gamma refused to give me what I wanted. I took what chat gave me and I copy pasted in Gamma so I could get what I want. But it's a lot, so it's squished in there. And if you know anything about slides, you can have as many slides as you want as long as it's not too crowded. You can have over 1,000 slides if you want, but each one of those slides should be a billboard, not with a bunch of text. So I showed you those slides, but I just did my whole commentary over those slides. So I probably could have did it without the image, but as a graphic designer, I love images, but I knew better. And I wanted to let you guys know that you can have as many slides as you want, as long as they're not too crowded. So know the rules, and maybe it's okay to break the rules, or maybe it's okay to skate by. Joe, you're raising your hand.
I am. I have
Okay.
a question. Something that you said earlier got to me because of a statistic I saw when I was putting my podcast together earlier. So you're talking about events quite a bit, and your name, Virtual Summiteers. When you're talking about events, are you specifically talking about summits, or are you also talking about webinars and things of that nature?
All of them.
All of them. The reason I asked the question is I saw an interesting statistic recently. It was about the difference between live events, or I think they were specifically towards webinars, about live webinars versus pre-recorded webinars. And you get more signups for the live, you get more signups for the live, but you get fewer attendees as a percentage on the live event. Versus the recorded, you may get fewer signups, but and this was a study, you may get, they got fewer signups, but they actually got more people, not on their list, but more people on their event. And they actually made more sales from the event where they did the pre-recorded versus the live. And I found that kind of an interesting statistic. I thought it would have been, the other way around, but because with the pre-recorded, you're able to go immediately to, it's on demand. So you have it right now, have it in 5 minutes, have it in 15 minutes, have it come back in an hour or a day. Those were pretty successful. And I thought that statistic was just fascinating because I hadn't pictured it. And I thought you guys are probably the only people who would be interested in hearing that statistic. But I found it fascinating, just thought I would share it.
Okay. Well, I gotta warn you, just like time, I also don't believe in statistics. I think it's pretend math. I know Thomas is disappointed in hearing that from me, but I gotta say, last year with the virtual event on virtual events, they tell you up front that it's going to be at least 2 to 6 weeks before you can get the recording, and it's best for you to show up live and take notes. After the event is over, they'll wait a day and they say, "Psych, just kidding, we just wanted you to show up live." So they got people to show up live because they told them that the people who signed up for the VIP to receive the recordings will get it later because they wanted them to show up live. And when they say for the people who get the recordings, they usually don't watch the recordings. But interesting fact, a lot of things, especially with that event, they added things in the recordings that you didn't get to see live. So it's
nice.
like a surprise or a little Easter egg there. Yeah.
I like that idea. So, and on statistics, 88.73% of statistics are made up on the spot. So that's what they say anyway.
Yeah, that's funny.
And 50% of the time, we're always right. That's my statistic.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good one too.
We stopped the recording. Oh well, I still have Phantom and Chris, but it is also 11:29. I will say I like live events. I did show up for Sheree Collier's live event, but they had pre-recorded sessions for the speakers, and then live when you to get together and speak on the speaker's recorded session. I didn't watch any of the speakers' recorded session. I only showed up for the live. So the speaker had to reiterate what their recorded talk was. So if I don't know the person, I most likely won't show up live, and I will look forward to the recording. But that's just me.
You're a good one to ask this question for. Hybrid, people that do a hybrid where it's like a pre-recorded session and then the question and answer is a live person. What are your thoughts on those, Erica?
I've seen those. It's mostly, again, like how I did with Cherie Collier's event, just getting the speaker to go over the stuff they did because the people didn't show up for the recording. I will say when I was in the training for Hey Summit on, I think it was Mondays, they had the recording, and I did watch those. And on Wednesdays, they had an interview with that speaker. I think that's how it went. If Thomas or Zakia remember how it went down, please say so. But I haven't seen that since I want to say last year. I haven't seen anybody do that now.
I'm getting ready to start getting back to doing, different. I'm probably not going to do my micro summits like I did in the past, but I am going to start doing I've done a live webinar that failed drastically because of the internet, and I've done several pre-recorded webinars, and I just kind of what I wanted to do is kind of compare them. I haven't had a good chance statistically to compare them, but I definitely want to do a lot more lives. I know I hear a lot of people say, do live, get it down perfectly, and cut and paste, put it together, and put it in, make a pre-recorded one that you can leave ongoing just to grow your list. And that's kind of where I want to get to, is growing my list. So I'm trying to figure out some of the best ways that I might do that.
So I told you I'm a big fan of Omar El Chekakori. So all of his YouTube is pre-recorded, and he doesn't do live except for when he's doing events. That's the only time I've ever seen him do live. So he does a search for his topic. He asks people if that's what they want to see, and that's what he does it pre-recorded talks on. Then he hosts events on those, like webinars to get you go into his challenge to get you to go into his community. His community also goes into like a mastermind or something like that.
Right. I'll have to get on the site and go check that out. His name is Omar Hill.
I am saying it wrong. I'll let you know that, but it starts with L, and there's a dash, and it's Tekakori, and it ends with the I. It's EL-T, some other letters in between, and then it ends with an I. And the I in Spanish is an E sound, like Enos, even though her name is in Spanish.
All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, I gotta go because it's past 11:30, but I appreciate you guys being here with me today, and I'll make sure this goes out later.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Have a great weekend.
Thank
Okay,
you.
weekend.
Y'all too.
Bye now.